did that you like?
You know, on the education formula, we were pleased to see that they had that they did include an income adjustment in the calculation of basic state share of the opportunity grant. In the education component, they did adopt our proposal on transportation funding to fully fund the program and to reduce the minimum guaranteed share. You know, in the Board of Regents, they substantially funded the recommendations that we had put forward in that area. You know, we're glad to see that they have reduced the personal income tax, albeit by only 6.3% as compared to the 23% that we wanted to see.
Could you continue on that front? What do you think about the choices they made within the income tax to go across the board instead of doing the targeted business cuts?
Well, they went across the board. They did, didn't they? I think they made permanent the 75%. Look, we thought it made. So their focus on business took a little different route. They built upon what we currently have, which is the deduction of the first, $250,000 of business income. We felt like a targeted small business tax cut was the way to go, to encourage these small businesses to get started and to encourage their growth in the earliest stages, to send a message that, hey, if you want to run a small business, this is the place to do it, because look at this benefit that you'll have. And so we think there are particular advantages to our proposal that we'll be discussing with the Senate as we move through the process.
You also talked about the missed opportunity in that area on the severance tax. President Faber said yesterday Niehaus has come in to help kind of negotiate a plan. Where does that stand, and are you optimistic that that's something that can get done in this budget?
You know, we look forward to working with the Senate on this, on developing a severance tax proposal. And we're open to the discussions that President Faber has asked us to have with senators and other parties to see what we can arrive at. So I actually feel like there's a good possibility that something's going to happen in the Senate on the severance tax, and frankly on broader tax reform.
Just on the tax cuts and school funding, both the Speaker and the House Finance Chairman expressed yesterday that one of the biggest concerns they had was being able to go back to their districts and tell their constituents, yes, we had to cut your schools, but at the same time we had plenty of money to give a significant income tax cut. They said that message was troubling to a lot of members and just wasn't going to work. What's your thoughts on that?
Look, the purpose of cutting of reforming our tax system, of cutting the income tax, changing how we raise revenue in this state, is to improve our economic competitiveness and to improve economic incentives, create jobs. You know, growing economy is critically important, and it directly benefits schools. You know, a growing economy produces additional revenue for school districts. A growing economy keeps people in a state of mind that they are more favorably inclined to support the periodic levies that our school funding system is designed to require, that our property tax system is designed to require, really more appropriately said. And so, you know, it is, I think, you know, reducing taxes and making us more economically competitive is of benefit to the schools. Now, you know, with regard to the schools, look, under the governor's plan, nobody was going to take a reduction in school funding formula of more than 1% of their total state and local revenue. 1%. And why would they take a 1% reduction? Because they don't have as many kids as they used to have. Because their local capacity is greater than it previously was. I mean, where else in the world are you shielded from change? Like the funding formula guarantee shields school districts from change, from the realities of change that occur in the world. I mean, it's surprising to me that people want to spend more money on schools than perhaps the number of kids or the local capacity of districts would indicate they ought to be receiving. But that's what a guarantee does, is it has us spend more money than we should be spending. Or it sends money to the wrong places, and it could free up money if there's a stated concern for districts with lesser capacity. Then free up that money. Don't guarantee it to places where there aren't kids anymore. Free up that money and send it to places where you do have concerns with districts that don't have the ability to raise revenues locally.
With their Medicaid projections, are they